I didn't wake up that morning expecting my marriage to end before dinner. It was our anniversary, 12 years. Not some flashy number, but long enough to matter. Long enough to build routines, habits, inside jokes, shared silences. I had planned a surprise. Nothing dramatic, just something thoughtful. I took the day off work, booked a quiet restaurant by the river, the kind with low lights and no music loud enough to interrupt a conversation. I even bought her a necklace, silver, simple, the kind she always said she preferred. I wanted the day to feel normal until it wasn't. Until I told her. Until I saw her smile like she used to. Her name is Eleanor. Everyone calls her Ellie. She's British, grew up outside Oxford, sharp, articulate, always composed. When we met, she had this way of making you feel like the only person in the room, even when she wasn't trying. I'm Marcus, 43, project manager. Not flashy. I show up. I follow through. I thought that counted for something. I came home early to grab the gift before heading out. Her car was already in the drive, which surprised me. She was supposed to be at work until 6. The house was quiet when I stepped inside. Too quiet. I called out her name. No answer. I figured she might be upstairs, on a call, or resting. As I passed the kitchen, I noticed her laptop open on the dining table. That wasn't unusual. What stopped me was the way the screen glowed with a long block of text, not a spreadsheet, not an email draft. Paragraphs, careful spacing, intimate length. I didn't touch anything at first. I wasn't snooping. I didn't need to. The subject line was enough. Thinking of you today. Not my words. Not my tone. Not something she'd written to me in years. I told myself to walk away. I really did. But my feet didn't listen. I stood there, reading without sitting down, without breathing properly. She was writing to someone named Adrian, talking about how she felt most alive when she heard from him, how she reread his messages before bed, how she imagined what it would be like if things were different. She called them love letters, even joked about it, said it felt old-fashioned and thrilling, said she hadn't felt this way in a long time. There was no explicit sex, no graphic betrayal. Somehow that made it worse. It was emotional, intentional, sustained. She talked about me too, not cruelly, almost kindly. Said I was a good man, steady, reliable. Said she hated hurting me, but didn't know how to stop feeling what she felt. That line stayed with me. Didn't know how to stop. I closed the laptop exactly the way I found it. I didn't storm upstairs. I didn't shout her name. I sat down at the table and waited. My hands were steady. My chest wasn't. I felt hollowed out, like something essential had been quietly removed while I wasn't looking. She came down 10 minutes later, phone in hand, mid-text. She froze when she saw me. Not because I looked angry, because I looked calm. That kind of calm people don't trust. You're home early, she said. So are you, I replied. She glanced at the laptop, then back at me. Her face shifted just slightly. Calculation. Acceptance. She knew. I was going to surprise you tonight, I said. Dinner. Necklace. The whole thing. She swallowed. Sat down across from me. Didn't touch me. I didn't plan this, she said. It just happened. I nodded. Love letters usually don't. She didn't argue. That told me everything. She said his name once, quietly, like saying it out loud made it real. Adrian, a colleague. Long conversations. Shared frustrations. Nothing physical yet. She made sure I knew that, as if that was supposed to soften the blow. What were you going to do? She asked. Yell? Walk out. I thought about it. I was going to ask if you loved me. She didn't answer right away. That was the answer. I care about you, she said finally. I stood up. Not abruptly. Just finished sitting. Caring isn't the same thing. I went upstairs, packed an overnight bag. Not everything. Just enough. She followed me, talking, apologizing, explaining feelings, confusion, timing. All the words people use when they want understanding without consequences. I listened. I didn't interrupt. At the door, she reached for my arm. I stepped back, not in anger, in preservation. I wasn't looking for this, she said. I know, I replied. You were looking for something else. I drove to a hotel near the river, the same one we'd stayed at years ago on a spontaneous weekend. I didn't cry. I didn't drink. I lay on the bed, fully dressed, staring at the ceiling. Around midnight, my phone buzzed. A message from her, long emotional, asking me not to do anything drastic. Promising space. Promising honesty now. I didn't reply. The next morning, I woke up lighter. Not better. Lighter. Like the truth, once spoken, had removed the weight of pretending. I realized something important in that quiet room. I hadn't lost her that day. I'd been losing her slowly, over time, while telling myself it was just stress, just routine, just life. Love letters don't appear in a vacuum. They grow in the absence of being seen. And I had finally seen everything.